Hi, my name's Emily and I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 11 years old. I'm now 20. You're probably wondering why the camera's on my stomach, and it's not just because I have poor vlogging skills. It's to show all the scars that I already have from diabetes after only 9 years with the disease. And compared to a lot of people, 9 years with type 1 diabetes is barely anything. It's half or a third of the time that they've had it. But if you can sort of see all the little white dots, I'm not sure if the lighting's the best, you can see some of them along here. Those are all scars from pump infusion sites, which I've been using for 8 years. My fingers are also scarred from constantly testing. One of the things I worry about with diabetes is just the amount of scars I'll have in another 9 years or another 18 years. Diabetes is tough. A lot of people sympathize with me when they hear that I have to inject a big needle every 3 days when I change my infusion site. And I guess it's easy for non-diabetics to sympathize with the physical pain because it's something they can understand or have experienced themselves. But what they can't understand are the other kinds of pain that come with the disease. The loneliness of feeling like you're the only one having to deal with it, the anger and the self-pity that comes when you're wondering, why me? And the frustration and disappointment when your A1C comes back too high. These are probably all things that any diabetic would understand, and any non-diabetic would have a very, very hard time understanding. I had a period in high school of what I like to now call going underground with my diabetes. I got really good at testing quickly and discreetly so that none of my friends would notice. I found a few ways to hide my pump in my clothes so that no one could see it. A lot of times I just wouldn't test at all if I thought people might notice. I had a friend actually who I'd met in grade 9 who in grade 12 didn't believe me when he found out I was diabetic after having known me for 4 years. That's how good I got at going underground. Of course, my A1C suffered in this period, as did other things in my life. Basically, controlling my diabetes, as any diabetic really knows, is just imperative to so many of your daily activities. I was on a track team, but I would perform very poorly if I had high blood sugars the night before a race. I was an honor roll student, but if I had low blood sugars during a test, I could completely mess up the test. I played piano, but forget trying to play when your fingers are stumbling over each other because of a low blood sugar. After about 5 years of going underground with my diabetes, I finally was able to accept it as a part of me. And although I'm not proud of that time, it was a huge growing period that I think had to happen for me to appreciate the importance of taking care of my diabetes. Maybe you're watching this video and you're in your underground stage right now. If you are, it's okay, it happens. Even though sometimes it may seem too difficult, or sometimes you might just want to say screw it, you have the power and the ability to manage your diabetes. You can do this.